All right, hello and welcome to episode 1 of our Strasbourg playthrough. We're gonna create a ruler and try and unite my ancestral homeland of Alsace-Lorraine, then eventually all of Europe, and then all of the world if we play our cards right. So let's dive in. I'm gonna switch to 867. Create our own ruler. Okay, so we're going to Lotharingia. I don't know exactly how to pronounce that. We're gonna play as Count Eberhard of Strasbourg. Except we're good. Rules Ironman on. You guys know there's no cheat. Da, 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 da. Von Brunshorn. Goodman. We could we could even make it his last name. Von Goodman. Nicholas von Goodman. Let's keep going random. Von Comberg. Grenchen. Hohenstauf. The Nikolaus Hohenstauf. I think I like that. Let's find a good crest. Kind of like that one. I should have stuck with that. The duck. Oh. Okay. That's pretty chill right there. Nicholas von Hohenstauf. Alright. So we're gonna make him 16 years old. He's just come of age. His weight, probably fine. We don't need him to be married. We're gonna find a wife. Wish I could make this random. But I'm gonna start as a mastermind philosopher. I want quick. A little bit smarter than average Joe. He is a patient man. We'll make him a hard worker. Okay. Crank up some of these skills. Oh, that's too much. Not a great fighter. Perfect. Alright. Just like every 16... Just like every 16-year-old, he's a philosopher. How can our eyes be real if mirrors aren't real or whatever? Okay. We're gonna mostly actually just accept this I'm gonna make his eyes a little darker to reflect my dark eyes, and then hairstyle. Okay. This ruler designer's like broken. I was playing around with this earlier, and it's can't pick a hairstyle. Once you pick no hair, your dude is just bald. And I don't see any. Maybe it's because he's only 16 years old. Our little 16-year-old philosopher. Okay, let's also... We're gonna... Yeah, this one. Like, a little bit flushed from working so hard. He's a diligent little philosopher. Okay, eyes are pretty dark. Good. We took away his hair, so good start. Let's make him... gotta have a strong chin. Yeah. And then... forehead angle. Whoa! Like that, I guess. Okay, we've got this blank slate of a character. We cut his hair off. I did not mean to do that. We're at the 400 customization points in order to still be eligible for achievements. AKA, we aren't making a completely busted character. He's somewhat balanced. And I'm not picking like the strongest stuff, you know. These are patient and temperate are just okay. Diligent's nice and quick is nice, of course. So those are a little cheesy, but we're gonna go ahead and finalize this guy and play as Count Nikolaus von Hohenstauf of Strassburg. Got Ironman and achievements on. Like a little dweeb. Okay, well, whatever. Alright. We're gonna go learning lifestyle, scholarship focus. Gonna race through this tree, it looks like, because of quick, or I guess just quick and then mastermind philosopher both add up to 50% increased experience in that. We're not married. We want to find someone quick. Heritable, quick. If there's anybody... Okay. You're possessed. Find someone our age. Okay. So because we're both quick, as both parents have this trait, it will get inherited. This trait might intensify, resulting in intelligence. Or intelligent, which is the next tier of the smarts congenital traits, but we're good. So we're going to propose that. Before we even unpause the game, we got to take care of a few things. We don't have very many knights. Our bishop doesn't endorse us, which is okay. So first things first, we are going to go to we're going to sort by court. We're going to find, oops, not children, adults that are unmarried. We're going to look for females first, because we want to get our council looking a little bit more solid. So we're going to be looking for a better chancellor, a better steward, and a better marshal. And if this game is pretty complex, so forgive me if I'm racing through stuff, but we don't have any vassals because all of our belongings are just in the county of Strasbourg, which is right here. And we have one castle holding, no buildings in it, just a castle. So we don't have to worry about pissing off our councilmen by firing them because they're not our vassals. They don't have any, they're just courtiers. They're just random schmucks who serve me. So, okay. Before we even do this, all doesn't matter. Sort by intelligence. We're gonna make our bishop our court physician, or we can try and marry, and we could try and get someone better. Yeah, let's get a better court physician. Okay, so first, let's get a marshal. Need find. Okay, we don't need fertile necessarily, or inheritable, or we don't need quick. We're just looking for the best marshal nearby. That looks to be Francis, but we're gonna take Dumange because he's younger. In fact, yeah. Take Dumange. He is Occitan. So we're gonna do a matrilineal marriage, which he's fine with. So he's gonna move to our court. We'll have our marshal. So we're gonna repeat this process for Chancellor and Steward. Already married you off, just hasn't updated yet. God, I look like such a little nerd, little bald 16-year-old philosopher. Oh boy, oh boy. All right, let's see what we got in terms of. Martin is 75 years old. That's a bit old. So we're gonna go ahead and grab Sinelm. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. We're gonna do matrilineal marriage again, so that the children will be of the wife's house, and she doesn't have a house. She's lowborn, so we don't really care. We just want him to move to our court, move to our lands and serve us. So this is going to be our diplomat, and then we yet again repeat the process for who have been married off. He looks angry. A resentful thinker, huh? Looks resentful. Okay. Looking for Stuart. Ooh, guy's. Ugh. So this guy's really good. This guy's pretty much as good, except he's younger by 5 years. So I think we're willing to take a slight hit to our stewardship in order to get a guy for hopefully 5 years longer. So matrilineal marriage, boom. All right, now we probably want to find a female spy master, simply because we need to save some more of our female courtiers to marry in some knights, probably. So we're going to switch to male unmarried players, and we'll take. We can't marry this guy off anyway because he's a bishop. But Manfred, my steward, not going to be steward for long, as he'll find out. Ooh, okay. 34. She's got a lisp. That's fine. That doesn't bother us. So, ooh, Amazonian. I think we want this lady. They're probably not gonna have any children. But it's possible that they do, and if they do, that would be nice to have an Amazonian character in our court, which we can then either breed into our bloodline or just have like really badass line of knight children, so to speak. But we're going to leave this one not matrilineal, so patrilineal, which is the default in Europe in time period, obviously. So she'll be moving to our court, and she'll become our spy master because she has excellent intrigue. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and unpause and let it play for a little bit and see what happens. Okay, as people trickle in, we'll wait for them to all kind of get here. Well, first, our wife has arrived, so I'm going to immediately try and romance her so that we can have lots of children. I'm gonna go with my gut in terms of wooing her. Yeah, because her stats and stuff is all pretty much the same. And we can't win a sparring match for sure. So we'll go with gut. Gotta figure out if I'm skipping through. Okay, the wedding celebration to Countess Adelind, rational zealot. The realm expects us to throw a suitably extravagant wedding celebration. It is well within my right to collect a royal aid duty as part of this, but some may consider it tasteless to levy an extra tax during a time of jubilation. I'm doing it anyway. 350 prestige is nice, but we need the money more, I think. So go ahead and levy that extra tax. So before we move on to more court politics, we're about to fire a bunch. We're about to basically fire our council and replace them. But wanted to show kind of the situation right now. So we are a vassal in the Kingdom of Lotharingia, or Lotharingia. I don't know how to pronounce that, actually. World, the current time. So we're nestled right down here. We are a vassal, which means our liege, King Lothair of Lotharingia, is of House Carling, which pretty much everybody in this region is House Carling at this time. So my king owns all of Lotharingia, and we are underneath him. So we're paying tribute to him, not tribute, taxes and levies. But he's not our rightful liege, so we get a discount at what we owe him, basically. The rightful liege of us would own the Duchy of Alsace, which is this right here. And currently nobody has created this duchy. So we are aiming to do that eventually. Furthermore, Alsace isn't even de jure, which is by law part of the Kingdom of Lotharingia, which should look just like that, but that's the de jure, the law. This is the borders as recognized by like the Catholic world and whatever, the world at large. But that's not how it currently is. He's taken bites out of West Francia and East Francia as well, and some of Italy, it looks like. So we're technically supposed to be part of this guy's kingdom, but we don't like any of these people because they're Carlings. So we're gonna plan to, over time, take over East Francia, Lotharingia, and then form the Empire of Germania. But that's gonna take a while, so... Okay, where were we? Let's get our council figured out. So we're gonna replace you. You are getting replaced with Sinelm. Our Marshal, who is absolute dog shit, replaced by Dumange. Is lustful, giving, and brave. Okay. And you are getting replaced by Anna, our Amazonian dishonorable planner. Our council's looking solid. Let's check her stats. So, could assist with domain or patronage, or actually any of these things, but we're looking for the best payoff. So right now we're getting, if she just assists me, we're getting a net of 8 stats. We're gonna keep it on that because we're not angling in any particular direction yet. So, and I need to fix my. We don't want our Marshal as our knight. We don't want our Steward as our knight. or our chancellor. Now we're down to 3. These 3 guys are knights. Basically, we don't care if they die because they don't have any other job in the kingdom. We're forbidding Dumange, Ardizon, and Sinelm from being knights because not only are they not good, but they'll die in combat, and then we have to go replace our counselor again. So we're going to go ahead and look for more unmarried females. We're going to find... Don't care about fertility, and oh, I forgot how late. I mean, loud. I left that alert. Kind of startled me. Thanks for the follow, Zenny. Welcome, welcome. We're on the very first episode, the first year of the game, starting as Strasbourg, as you might. Okay. Anyway. Back to the task at hand. Emma, we're going to sort by prowess. Guy's slow. Let's stats. Okay, he's a little old, but he's got great stats. Excuse me. Prowess. So we're looking for someone a little bit younger. How are you looking? Okay, he's got 17 prowess. He's a legendary blade master. So we're taking this guy, Marco, from Italy. We're gonna do matrilineal marriage. These lowborn peasants they got nothing. They got no bloodline to pass on, so we don't care. We're gonna get this knight into our realm, and then... So, we just married Emma. Helga, you're next. Sorry. Your entire purpose in life is getting me more knights. Thursitel is an Anglo-Saxon. He's a coward, but okay, he doesn't have that great of a prowess skill anyway. How about Friedrich? Okay, yeah, another legendary blade master. This guy is pretty darn great. So we're gonna go ahead and bring him on board. He's chaste, compassionate, and content. He sounds like a pretty honorable knight and a fitting husband for Helga. So welcome to the party. Oh yeah, no worries. It's not your fault. It's my fault because I haven't streamed regularly in years, and I haven't adjusted any of my settings, so it's still just super loud. Okay, so we've got our knights showing up. Oh, the other thing before we really get underway, we want to make sure that our council members are doing the right thing. So we're gonna start developing Strasbourg rather than taxes, because this pays off. This is the long-term thing. Taxes, I feel like, are used when you need just that little bit of extra oomph, which we don't really need right now since we had the peasants pay for our wedding. We want to work on making Strasbourg as great as it can be. Great again, some might say. And we don't need to be organizing levies. We want to be training commanders. During times of peace, prepare for war. And then disrupting schemes is fine now. I need to check my stats. So we're temperate and patient. So I don't think we'll have any problem pushing any messing with any hooks. So we might actually want to find secrets, but for the first little while, especially since our intrigue's average, we should be fine. We're gonna leave it on disrupt schemes until we have a direction that we want to go with this. So we'll go ahead and let it play for a little bit. Okay, we got our knights. Excellent. So we're at 5 out of 5 knights. This guy's trash. But the problem is we don't have any unmarried people left in our court. We have unmarried men, one of whom can't marry anyway. So, obviously, these guys... Feudal Europe does not accept... gay marriage, so we can't marry these guys off to... That would be a little cheesy anyway, I guess. But, yeah, not much we can do there. We're kind of capped on our knights right now until we get more people in our court. Alright. And I don't know when you joined Zenny, but we created this character, removed his hair because I can't figure out how to give them a hairstyle in the character creator. This is the first time that I've messed around with it today, so we got a bald little Count, and they're both quick, so we're going to be getting quick children. I'm not too worried about getting genetic traits locked in yet, as we obviously don't have any renown nor any dynasty perks or whatnot. Okay, so I have secured an invitation to a feast in Strasbourg and a seat close to Adeline. Ooh. Despite my determined attempts, I am failing to strike up a conversation. She is probably rendered speechless by the intensity of my affections. Suddenly, the loudest fart I have ever heard erupts from our table. A few of the guests are looking at Adeline. I must save her. Okay, so we got a 67% get kindness. Good. I don't even think we need it though, because so yeah, we already have a 100% success chance. So we're just gonna role play this. What would a patient, temperate, diligent man do in this? All right, we're gonna fart. Okay, she's grateful. Gain kindness, and the opinion will help just long run anyway, so we did the right thing. From a mechanical standpoint, and I don't know about from a roleplay standpoint. Yeah, the character creator is awesome, but it's also, yeah, a little bit buggy, it seems like. Catholicism's fervor decreased by 10. Bozo lost 1 level of devotion. Okay. Don't care about that. Alright, let's maybe look to... Let's see where we can maybe expand. So we want to ultimately unite the Duchy of Alsace, which is these counties right here. So you hold a lot of this. This guy, however, vastly superior military. Okay. Oh, right, because we'd be declaring war on... we'd have to declare war on King Ludwig the German. Yeah, so we'd have to declare war on the German, and that's quite a bit more. So we're gonna leave Breisgau for now, and not worry too much about that. All right, we're probably gonna aim to take this guy's stuff first. So he's got 2 counties, Sundgau and Colmar, and he's got a little bit more than double our troops, so that's... We don't need to worry about that right now. We're going to just kind of build up a little bit. Marco, our Italian knight, is a cautious leader. So this guy... Okay, but his martial skill is 9, so he's not actually that great of a leader. Oh, another advantage. I guess this series is going to be partly, like, sharing what I've learned and also trying to make it flavorful, and I don't know, gonna figure it out as we go. But one thing that I've learned, and I don't know exactly how much this works, but if you forbid knights, they become, so far as I know, they become ineligible for the firing of the random event firing from your marshal. However, I don't think there's any way to disable commanders from that, so it might just pick whoever. Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that. I didn't try to create a spouse. That would be really good. You could set up some really strong starts if you could create both your character and your spouse. Ooh, genius, genius! Oh! Or like quick hail Comely or something. Just get all 3 locked in real early on or something. Okay, let's get back to it. In fact, we might even go up to 4 since the beginning of the game. I don't want to... I'm going to stay at 3. It's my comfort level for peacetime. Oh, we need a court physician. That's definitely something. Okay, so Adolf, my knight, who's decent, has challenged us to... Wait, no. He's trying to court Adelind as well. Attempts to charm the lady are laughable, yet I fear his persistence will be rewarded. So we could duel him. Most likely we'll lose because we are terrible at fighting. We could poison him. Poison his food. I still don't like those odds. Or we could just pay him off. Which I think we want to do, because we have almost a 90% chance to get rid of him as a competitor. Sweet. Paid him off. By any means necessary. And we're halfway done with our scheme to romance. So that's good. Less than a year left, and then hopefully we'll start cranking out some children. Some heirs, and hopefully we don't get assassinated by then. That's another reason why we should probably be keeping her on disrupt schemes, because we don't want to get assassinated and lose the game in the first year. Back to the game speed. This is interesting conundrum, but I don't want to race things. I don't want to race through things too much, so because I like trying to play optimally to the best of my ability, which is, you know, I'm still learning this. There's a lot to this game, so we're gonna keep it on 3, and wartime will probably drop down to 1s and 2s, especially early on. But it could make the stream and the episode a slog. So if that's the case, I am okay. Unpleasant pleasantries. I am attending a dance in Strasbourg to spend some time with Countess Adelind, my wife. The mere thought of touching hands makes my heart jump. But when I arrive, I find her stuck in a conversation with my liege, King Lothair of Lotharingia. The abhorrent man drones on and on, totally oblivious to Adelind's discomfort. I will take her place, better that I suffer than her. We gain a lot of stress and a chronic headache for 10 years. We gain kindness, which we already have, and we already have 100% scheme chance. So we could also say, enough, you are boring the lady to death. That doesn't seem like us anyway, so even from a roleplay perspective. We are a patient man. But I also know when to pick my battles. I'm not going anywhere near him. We don't want to... Yeah, total Chad. We don't want to get on our king's bad side yet, so we're going to just say I'm not going anywhere close to that man. One thing that I think we want to do, actually, as soon as we have our first child, an heir, our next goal is going to be to get on the Liege's council, because currently we are not on it, and we would like to be. So, preferably, shoot. We can't become his archbishop, which would give us a boost to our learning experience, but you can't do that in Catholicism, I don't think. So, we'll try and get a different position on the council. Anyone's going to be better than nothing, but we'll see what we can do there. Investment inquiry. With Countess Adelind's diligent administration of my household's finances, there is more gold at the end of this season expected. How should we put it best use, husband? So we could host a magnificent dinner party, which would make Sealnoth, our suffragan bishop, start endorsing me, which would be nice. We could invest the money in the local area, which development growth for 10. I think that's probably the one that we. Or we could gain increased defenses. If there's one thing money can buy, it's eyes and ears. So we pay off the populace so that we have an increased scheme resistance. Or we could save it and gain some money. I think that would be nice, especially if we wanted to like push soon into Olmar and Sungao, but I'm not too concerned with that extra 50 gold in terms of getting mercenaries and or men-at-arms going. So we're going to invest the money in the local area so that we can get Strasbourg on its feet and kicking butt sooner rather than later. Also, let's check our culture. We are not the head. The guy that we want to declare war on is the head of our culture, so that's fine. Eventually, he will be in my dungeons, so... Alright, Countess Adelind is pregnant. Hopefully with my child. There's no guarantee that that's the case. But we should know, because our children should either be quick or intelligent. If not, someone's going to the dungeon! Blah, 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 blah. It. Okay, excuse. Gotta get my notes up so that I can... This game... There's enough to this game that I actually have to keep notes, like a to-do list. So that I don't forget what I wanted to do. Hook on liege, on council. Alright, back to the game. Okay, every time I close my eyes, I see Countess Adelind's face. Sleep will not come. I cannot wait another moment. Cloaked in shadows, I make my way to the garden outside her living quarters. The light of Adelind's chamber window makes my heart stutter. So close, and yet so far. But wait, who is that? Climbing up the tower. The shady figure stops by Adelind's window and unlatches the shutters. Alright, my honeycomb is in danger. I must save her. We're gonna go ahead and do that one and try and save our beautiful French wife. Not actually beautiful, she's... Sounds from the struggle above is the greatest motivator I have ever known. Without care for life or limb, bald little 17-year-old philosopher with 2 prowess hoists myself through Countess Adelind's window. I feel as if I've plunged into a frozen lake. Adelind is on the floor, the intruder pushing her down, a gleaming blade between them. With a roar, I grab the villain by the collar and throw him into the wall. The rest is a blur. When the danger is over, I turn towards her. Adelind, are you all right? I ask cautiously, as if my words were a spell. She finally unfreezes, throws herself into my arms. Thank God you're here, Nikolaus. Good old Saint Nick. Alright, so we're gonna become her soulmate and lay with her. She's already pregnant, so... a little bit of a wasted... You know what. Like so there's some kind of war going on over here. Oh? Is it war? Oh, okay. For whatever reason, this guy is invading over here. I guess. How interesting. Okay, so we can kind of just let it roll for now. Oh, I still forgot to get a still forgot to get a court physician. That seems pretty important. Hey, so this guy's a pretty good general. Let's see. I don't need to figure it out until we actually go to war. But looking pretty solid. Let's see. So the suffragan bishop, he's 80 years old. He's not going to be with us much longer. We could pay him 10 coins to be our court physician, but I don't think we want to do that because he's going to die soon. So we're going to look for an unmarried person. Anybody will do. We'll take Norbert and we'll find him a spouse. But we are looking primarily... Awesome. How old are you? 30? Might not actually last long. So we're not going to take her, even though she's young. She checks all the boxes. She's young. She's got 19 learning skill. We're going to take Gilhelmina, Occitan, and we'll do patrilineal marriage, get her into our household, and then pay her to be our court physician. Young, so she can serve the realm for quite a while. Okay, we got a new heir. Oh, Adeline, you have been so brave, so strong. Words cannot describe my love for you, and now we have a perfect little daughter. One day, child, you will carry on my legacy. What name would befit such a mighty lady? Do you guys want to pick the name of this child? Otherwise, Ermel is probably going to be it. And she's quick, so she's probably ours. That is good. Give you guys a sec. If anybody has a female name for our daughter, our firstborn child, to Count Nikolaus and his beautiful wife, Adeline. I need to stop saying beautiful because that's an actual trait in this game, and it's misleading. Call her beautiful when she is rather plain. Fault attractiveness. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys 1 minute while I go use the restroom. Come up with a name for the firstborn child. We won't necessarily have to go through this process every single time there's a child born because it might be kind of long, but it's at least one of the places where input is kind of fun because then, I think at least, then you can kind of track and see where the children that you've named have ended up in our kingdom, or spread across the lands, ideally. So, yeah, we'll figure it out as we go along. But I'll be right back, and then we'll. Find my green screen. Production value. Slink by the green screen. Ada. Okay. Zenny was in first, so it's gonna be Ada. And Mo. Syrah is the next female child. I can write that down. I can add that to my notes. Boom. gonna get real good, real efficient with this system. Okay. Warm. Ready to go. Ada, may you grow to be strong and wise, my daughter. Excellent. So we want to educate her when she's 6. So we're going to pin her right away. Stable armies. Do we have our court physician? We do not yet. We don't. Gilhimina. Go ahead and appoint you as court physician for 10 gold ducats. We're definitely going to ask our head of faith for some gold, spend some piety, and some standing with him. He's still got positive standing, which is great. Now we have a treasury. Oh, nice. That's one way to do it. I probably could have just pressed the randomizer button and we would have gotten a similar name. Our suffragan bishop? Wait, what? Oh, it says 0 situations, and yet we do have a situation. Oh, we finished the romance. Need to immediately start swaying this guy. 72% chance. That might be increased by events. Looks like development went up in Strasbourg, which is great. Alright. So, we want to focus on Scholar, I think. This is the one I like going when I'm trying. Hey, we got a goatee now. Look at that. Growing up, he's gonna be a big boy. Could probably go to the barbershop and actually give him hair. But I feel like maybe we just leave him bald. So Scholar, really good because not only are we gonna be able to eventually get our counselors to contribute their skills to ours, but our wards can get additional skills and become our friends. This is something that we want so that our heir can be better than he would have otherwise been. And right now, we're gonna go ahead and educate her ourselves. Eventually, we're gonna want to invite some geniuses to the realm, so that they can be wards. I mean, tutors for our children that we can't tutor ourselves. Geniuses make excellent tutors. Go ahead and turn it down. Oh, what? Okay, so Zenny said situation menu changed during the update. Only shows unread messages now. I think I like that. Tab is, yeah, so that, okay, cool. So it's like an email inbox. You can still see your situations, but it's only gonna let you know when there's new ones. Otherwise it's, yeah, because, oh my god, I get like OCD sometimes, and it's like, you see 9 situations. I don't want to remove them, you know, you can always remove them and then get them out of your face if there's some, if, you know, it's like, you're first in line to 23 different realms. Maybe something you don't quite care about too much, but yeah, I like that change, I think. Okay, so we got a little bit of money now. We don't have an income. We don't have much of an income, I'll say. This money probably should be spent on thinking Bowman. Let's turn it back up to 3. Yeah, we've got our court position now. Excellent. Council's all doing the right thing. Alright, Count Lutfried. Got light footmen, which are countered by archers. So we definitely want archers as our first regiment, which is what I usually do anyway. However, this is gonna decrease our monthly income. But I think it's gonna be worth it. Generally, as Italian Spartacus, I think it was Italian Spartacus, one of the, there's a couple YouTubers that have been instrumental in me learning some of the trickier things in the game. And he is one of them, certainly. Go with that in one sec. Want to finish my train of thought here first. you can, if you get eco buildings or whatever, these will pay off certainly in the long term, but it takes a while, right? And requires some division. I may or may not be putting on my calculator on my phone. So if we get farms and fields, right? It'll take us 2 years to complete. So it won't even start paying off for 2 years. It costs 150 gold. Oh, 0.5, not 0.05. So it's going to take 750 months to pay for itself. Divided by 12, it's 62 years before it breaks even. And it's not 62 years, it's actually 64 and a half years. 2 years it takes to build. So this 150 gold, we're not going to see a penny of that back, basically, for 64 and a half years. So, reluctant to do something like this, even though it is really good. It'd be better to have it now than in 10 or 15 years, but generally it's wiser to, I think, get these buildings when you have a much bigger treasury and can afford it, and you have a leader who is a steward with some of the architect skills, cutting cornerstones and the architect finisher perk. That way you're getting a savings on your building construction cost and time, so it starts paying you faster, and you're paying less of a down payment for it, which means it's going to break even years sooner than it would if we built it now. So but if we get conquered, we lose everything. So as long as you're not bankrupting yourself by getting units, this is generally always a good thing. So we're going to go ahead and do it. We're getting a bowman. Man-at-arms unit that is better than our peasant levies and shit. Mo, sounds good. I'm actually going to be taking a break myself, probably in about 5 to 10 minutes to go for a walk while it's still sunny out because the day is beautiful. Happy Thanksgiving, buddy. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll probably be back in maybe like an hour and a half, 2 hours. So if we see you, we see you. If not, then have a good Black Friday and enjoy leftovers and all the good things. Okay, greetings, Count Nikolaus of Strassburg. For years, my skill in record keeping and finance has served me well, and it occurs to me that this knowledge may also be of use to you. I would be happy to share what I know in order to gain your favor. This is Dauphine Guillaume of Viennois. He is Duke of yes. We have a 30% chance to increase our stewardship by 2, or 70% chance by 3, but only for 5 years. And he gains a weak hook on us. Or we can both benefit if we pool our knowledge together. This results in me trading my strategy for some stewardship, and no hook is... he gets no hook on me. So I think I like this one better. So we're going to go ahead and do that and see what happens. I don't think a hook is particularly threatening to me right now from this guy, but he might be able to marry one of my children to one of his or do something shady. So we're just going to do this one, and he's also not terribly... I mean, he's bigger than us, but he's far away, so I'm not worried about him coming and invading us. Yay, we did it. We got an increased stewardship, a permanent increase. That's better than the... we got the 30% chance, big one. Oh, and we got a similar Similar event here. It is my duty to inform you that irrefutable evidence has been unveiled proving that your marriage, Countess Adeline, is consanguineous, meaning she's part of my family in nature. This information will stay between the two of us if you end this unholy union at once. Alright, this dude's old. Don't want to divorce my wife. So... Oh, man. We have an 81% chance. Set him straight. We gain some piety. Would be nice, but... if we're wrong, if we don't convince him, we're in a rough spot. Or we could just give him a weak hook. He's got to be dead soon anyway, right? This dude's a sinner. Why is he passing judgment, man? People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, Seal Moth. We're going to go ahead and give him a weak hook on us. Hopefully he doesn't abuse it. I don't know how he could. Might change, like, our contract. I don't have a contract with him, so I don't know how he's going to be able to abuse that. We're going to put it from our mind, and we'll address it when it comes up. Apparently I married my own family somehow. I think he's just lying. He's just bullshitting. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. How are you looking, my friend? Bill just has light footmen. That. Right now our income's very low because we're reinforcing... replenishing bowmen, so they're costing their full maintenance. That will go down once they're at full strength. We can go up to 4 since nothing's really... kind of biding our time, watching the armies go around. He's losing this. They're pretty evenly matched. This guy has a lot more. He has a lot of armored footmen and pikemen. Oh, and this guy doesn't have any. Hardly has any man-at-arms at all. He has more knights, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're good. Wonder how this is gonna change. What's the war over again? I feel like this is probably pretty important for us to... invasion of the kingdom of... so, he wants to take... and West Francia just declared war on our... so, he's pretty strong. We could offer to... I think we're going to offer to join that for some prestige. As I struggle to make out the tiny letters on the scroll before me, I feel a headache building once again. Why do scribes insist on writing such small symbols? Squint and try again. Nothing short of a miracle with the aid of a stone of glass. Even old men struggling with bad eyesight could read. Could sell all the books and lose stress, which we don't have any to lose. We gain 50 gold, which is nice. Or we lose 50 gold and gain lifestyle experience. Bring us almost up to enough to get our next perk. I think we're actually... I usually would go for this one, but I think the 50 gold is actually more valuable right now than the experience points, especially since we learn so quickly. We have a 50%... Where do I see that? Yeah, we have 50% faster learning, and we're young, so we're gonna go ahead and sell everything, get the money. That's gonna be more valuable to us now. A little reluctant to level these guys up again. I think we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it because we want to go help our liege. Let me figure out what the right click to see top liege. Yeah, okay. Hey, wife is pregnant again. So we're gonna go to war with West Francia and help our liege. Oh, I get in the habit. Top liege. There we go. Boom. We don't want the instability. We don't want West Francia becoming too powerful because that's gonna make it a lot harder for us to grow. That's on the docket to help our King Lothair defend against King Charles the Bald, who is not bald. Bleeding out. I am inspecting the barracks infirmary when a severely injured soldier is brought in. He is losing too much blood. Where is the physician? Wilhelmina is nowhere to be found. A chill runs down my spine. I might be this man's only hope. Suddenly, as if stepped out of thin air, use misstep, D&D. My suffragan bishop, Sealnoth, is at my side. He rolls up his sleeves and looks. We don't need a strong hook on this guy, although it would be nice to have him in our realm, because he's... well, he's not even that great of a knight. I think we, in this case, we also don't need this guy to be our friend anyway, because he's dying soon, so... I'm gonna try and take him myself. Okay, we saved him. My patient screams and thrashes, even though 3 grown men weigh him down. Every step of the way is a battle, but my knowledge does not fail me, and my hands remain steady. I'm not sure how I managed, but in the end it seems like the soldier will live. His comrades pat my back, decorum lost to relief. Thank you, my lord. We would have lost Gerlach without you. I saved a life today, so we get a strong hook on him. He joins our court, and we gain... again, he's pretty average just on everything. Once he's no longer wounded, his prowess will... he's actually a pretty good knight, so I'm glad we saved him. We have a strong hook on him, and we gain learning lifestyle. Okay, so we want to go for planned cultivation over these right now. So even though scientific does not help us, since we're not the culture head, as far as I know, we're definitely going for increased development in county efficiency, so that our capital can grow all the faster. Yes. Go back down to normal. So we're gonna, as soon as our archers are at full strength, okay. Wife is pregnant. Let's go ahead and offer to join the war. Yes. Where... okay, there's my marshal is our knight. That's okay, I guess. Better than us. Yeah, okay. Probably end up going with a worse... do this guy. That makes our knights weaker, but okay, we're gonna join in the siege. So pretty much as soon as I'm gonna need another name soon. We've got Syrah in the hopper if it's a female. Zenny if you've got a male name. We're about to we might have a son here, but I don't know what we're gonna get. Roll the dice. It's a son. And he is also quick, so that's good. We've got no adultery going on here, it would seem. I don't know if you're still there, Zenny, but if you got a name for a son. And after this, I'm going to educate him and then go for a walk while the sun is still out, which I think I don't have very long. Actually, my wife wants to name him after me, so we're just going to go ahead and let that happen, I think. Yeah, we gained some opinion. We don't necessarily need it. I'm going to expedite this. Our son and heir. Boom. Catholicism gets some fervor, and we've got our army helping siege down some stuff, which will hopefully get us some war contribution and prestige. We'll eventually have to go clash, but for now, okay. Well, we're gonna have more children, Zenny. So, got dibs on the next son. My wife, I had to defer to my wife on this one. My wife, she wants to name him Nicholas after me. He's a quick little boy. Okay, so this Mount Hastine, Montague, wow. So this dude just, oh, he's one of the Vikings. Okay, that's insane. Okay, so he had a special special soldiers. So holy moly. Well, one of the Carlings has been deposed. This is a gnarly start. So Ludwig the German has a much smaller realm, and now we've got this behemoth on our doorstep, which is kind of scary. He's very strong. So, okay. This will be interesting for when we come back. Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. I think we're probably next. Although it looks like West Francia also has designs on Lotharingia. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in episode 2.